Welcome to NXT The Game, Season 1, Episode 9. Let's get right back into booking. After last week, we made lots of moves and lots of angles went forward. Renee Young, welcome to NXT. Tonight, we have one heck of a show for you guys. Tom Phillips, we sure do, Renee. We have the debut of Drew McIntyre when he goes one-on-one with Bull Dempsey. We also have Tyler Breeze returning to the ring tonight. It should be an action-packed show, guys. I, for one, cannot wait for the main event. Me either, Corey, because tonight we have Finn Balor returning to action after his loss at NXT TakeOver Eden for the NXT Championship, taking on the Man Beast Rhino. Corey Grace, if Finn isn't careful, Rhino might just break him in half. Renee Young, but for now we're going right to the opening match, where Alexa Bliss has requested a warm-up match for her boys Blake and Murphy in preparation of their tag team title rematch next week against Enzo and Cass. In an extremely short match, Tyler Breeze defeated Johnny Gargano in 5.5 minutes with a spinning wheel kick, aka the beauty spot. Tyler Breeze seemed off tonight. Eva Marie did some great work, and Tyler Breeze and Eva Marie have great chemistry. Once again, the announcers are working well together. I believe it's really just Renee and Corey Graves, but we're going to let Tom Phillips feel included for a while. Next, after having just won the match, Tyler Breeze gets a big smooch from Eva Marie as the fans go ooh and ah. Eva bends over to Young Gargano's face as she leaves back up the ramp with Breezy. Tyler Breeze is getting a push right now, obviously. Now backstage, the scene opens up with Bayley and Candice LeRae. Bayley, thanks for having my back last week, Candice. Candice, hey, after what happened to you at TakeOver Eden, they're lucky I didn't completely get to them. Bayley, so are you nervous about next week facing Dana Brooke? Candice, I was born ready, bae. You know this. Bayley, born ready. I like it. Candice and Bayley continue to joke as the scene fades. As I mentioned in every segment, I am liking the grouping between Bayley and Candice LeRae. See what's next. Now we're backstage again. We shift with Enzo Amore, Colin Cassidy, and Carmella are now shown on the screen as Enzo begins to talk. Enzo Amore, so Blake and Murphy, you want your rematch against Big Cass and Enzo sooner rather than later. That's fine, Enzo continues. We're ready for you. Better to get it over with anyways. I can imagine how it must feel going to sleep knowing you got lots of shots, but you ain't know nothing about got no shot. Feel me? You busters ain't got nothing. They soft though, Zo. No doubt, Enzo pushes. So next week, it's going to be you fools taking on Enzo and Cass. NXT Tag Team title rematch. That's fine. Bring it. Because you know what we are... Because it... Because bring it. We know you are soft. The fans cheer, the scene ends. The realest dudes in the room storyline. I was trying to write like Enzo. I do not think I'm going to be writing like that going forward. But I just can't keep up with it. Alright, here we go. And about that had solid in-ring action, but not in the much way of heat. Blake and Murphy defeated the Hype Bros in 9 minutes when Blake defeated Mojo by a pinfall. Bliss is doing some great work at ringside. The Hype Bros lose their first tag team match. Blake and Murphy get a victory in preparation of of next week, aka tomorrow's big tag team title rematch against Enzo and Cass. Now Blake and Murphy, after having just won the match, are walking around and stalking the Hype Bros. Alexa hops the apron and starts barking at them, and they immediately start to attack Ryder and Mojo. It continues as Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy run out and try to stop Blake and Murphy, while Alexa is being chased off by Carmella. Blake and Murphy laugh as Ryder and Mojo are helped to their feet. The realest dudes in the room storyline continues. In an extremely short match, Solomon Crowe defeated Apollo Crews in 2:37 by disqualification. This wasn't actually... I don't know why it always lists it like this. It was a double count-out finish. The match went into crazy count-out things, like disqualification. There was chairs, and, both guys just fought outside the ring, hyping and continuing this feud. Next, the quick backstage clip is shown of Eva Marie holding the hand of Tyler Breeze after they leave the arena. Next, Commissioner William Regal is seen walking backstage and enters Triple H's office. In an extremely short match, Drew McIntyre debuts victoriously by beating Bull Dempsey in 4:35 with the Future Shock. McIntyre is going to have a big future in my NXT version, as I thought he was very misused at the end of his WWE run, and I've absolutely loved his work in TNA. Samoa Joe is now backstage. I didn't even get pinned at TakeOver. Samoa Joe is seen pacing back and forth. And yet, I lost my opportunity at the NXT Championship rematch. I wasn't even given another chance. As I said, I didn't lose. So what does William Regal do? Give me another chance. But he puts me in a random 10-man over-the-top rope battle royal match as he is worthy of another championship match. Joe pauses. We know what I am. I went through a grueling tournament to get there. Either way, my drive to become NXT champion doesn't end here just because Regal wants to screw me off of what deserves to be mine. In 2 weeks, I'll be back in an NXT ring, and in 2 weeks, my journey, my ascension to the top of NXT continues. So Samoa Joe getting hyped for his match coming up in a couple weeks. I don't know if you guys noticed the last couple shows. I like to go ahead and give you guys a preview of what's coming up next week. I like to build segments to next week, not just to throw a whole bunch of random matches out there. We are now backstage with Regal and Triple H. Triple H, Drew was a nice signing last week. Regal, I'm impressed with his debut tonight as well. Regal, as was I. He's something I can certainly see shooting himself to the top in NXT by simply winning matches. Winning matches is very important. Agreed. Now, I just got back the medical reports of... Let me cut you off there, Triple H. I've already talked to the doctor. The timetable I was given by the doctor should be around TakeOver. Good. Keep me informed. The scene ends with William Regal and the scene ends with Regal leaving. Tongue-tied tonight. What could he be talking about? Who could be making a return potentially? A video is shown featuring Asuka, and the graphic indicates next week. That's right, Asuka will be doing next week in NXT. The scene picks up with James Storm in a dark room. James Storm. So Baron, it looks like it's going to be you and me for the NXT Championship. You and me are going one-on-one for the NXT title. Must have been a dream of yours. Let me save you the trouble given that the championship isn't going home with you anytime soon. But I'll let you in on a little secret, Baron. Everything you imagine, it's that, and more. You see, when I won the NXT Championship, I made a promise to myself, a promise that I cannot break. James Storm is the type of man who obtains championships and loses them. There's a reason why I held championships only a few times, Baron. It's because I never lose them. Unlike some people who won and lost and won, James Storm just wins. Winning the NXT Championship wasn't anything different. Regal has informed me that next week I'll return and be back to action. Non-title, of course. I advise you to take notes, Baron. You may learn a thing or two. The sorry about your damn luck storyline has continued. So I built some storylines after TakeOver Eden, and we're gonna go see where they go. Now in the main event, in a match that had some good action but not in much way of heat, Finn Balor defeated Rhino in 13 minutes with the coup de grace to end this week's NXT show. The show increased in 10 regions. We lost popularity in one region. A pretty good show from us this week. Wasn't as good as the one last week, but we built lots of matches heading up for next week. We're building to the next TakeOver, which I should reveal the name in a week or two. We're heading into virtual August, and thanks for watching. I should have another one up tomorrow with the debut of Asuka.